I can't say enough about our guys. Just from the moment we got on the trip, nothing seemed to go right. To in game, there was a lot of things that didn't go right, but the guys kept battling, and that's what it takes in this league. And it's encouraging that we haven't played our best ball. Give credit to Arizona. I thought that it was a scrappy team, and we knew that going in. I mean, shoot, they've lost 4 games by 9 points, and then you lose another one by 4. So, but our guys, they're a resilient group, and I'm just really proud of them and really happy for our guys.
Hey guys, real quick, Mike is going to do it in the locker room, so if you're waiting on Mike to hear, it's going to be in the locker room.
But then we look like
No, you can go. I don't care. Go ahead. He had a career night. I mean, I don't blame you, Rob. That's right.
so you. Sorry to interrupt.
Can he say that?
Yeah, well, you did.
He did.
You had a really big decision to make there, and you started running out the kicker. You called the timeout. What was going through you? What made you decide to do what you ended up doing?
Well, when our quarterback's coming off, and I can see the disdain on his face, and I looked up at the clock, saw how much time was left. It wasn't by any means a chip shot, although Lucas has come in and done a hell of a job. So I just one of those deals where I was like, no matter what we call, this guy's going to make it work. And that's exactly what happened because we had a play called for one versus man in candidate versus zone and didn't necessarily get the play that we wanted, but it doesn't matter sometimes when you have guys that have confidence in what they're doing, and Tuck did a hell of a job winning on the route. Our O-line protected, and Jordan gave him a chance, and that's exactly what it took.
Speaking of Lucas,
So that was supposed to. That should have been canned, or
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's never perfect, and like give credit to Arizona. This is part of the, I'd say the genius in what they do is they don't give you looks that are easy that you can tell, oh, this is a man coverage look. So they disguised the look well. It wasn't until after we motioned that it was like, it looks like it's man. So give credit to them.
you mentioned Lucas. How big was that sequence at the end of the half? Did a Hail Mary ever cross your mind, or was when you got to a shooting yardage just like, oh, send him out?
Yeah, I think if you look at probably, I don't know, I'm sure the analytic guys will love this one, but the probability of us kicking a field goal there versus throwing a Hail Mary, I would say it would heavily be in favor of a long field goal right there. How about that? Franchise record. Unbelievable. Hell of a job.
so when you made that decision to try to get points at the end of the half there, I think a lot of people were probably thinking, well, after what happened in Dallas, they won't try that, and yet you did. And you stole 3 points there. What were you thinking? What were you thinking about Dallas? How did that influence you?
Scared money don't make money. So like sometimes you gotta shoot. And when you have confidence in your players, you can't allow something. I realize. I think that was a much different situation where we were on the field in Dallas versus where we were here versus the struggles that we were having moving the football. So it was a great job by our guys going out there and executing. And if you don't have confidence in your guys, you don't do it. But I got a lot of confidence in our quarterback. I thought our line was doing a pretty good job in protection. I know our receivers can win versus bad leverages, which we had right there. And those guys made a hell of a play.
Matt, you mentioned the decision to kind of go on everything like that. The tone of your guys' calling throughout the game was pretty aggressive. You go for it on 4th down early, you kind of go try and score there. You go for it on the 4th down late. Are any of those trying to spark the team, get things going? At the end, you're trying to win the game, but is there anything that you're trying to do to get them kind of moving as you're?
Yeah, I mean, I would say from an offensive standpoint, it was a very frustrating day overall in regards to they did a hell of a job of keeping an umbrella on the defense. There weren't many looks where we could throw the ball down the field. It was one of those dink and dunk type games. Not that we didn't get a couple shots downfield, but they were playing pretty soft and took a lot of things that we wanted to do or that we saw on tape away and just try to make us play perfect, which we were far from perfect. So give credit to them. I got a lot of respect for those guys. Gannon, I think, does a hell of a job. Rollis does a hell of a job. Like those guys are really good coaches.
Your impressions of what Josh
was able to do, obviously not 100% again, and then puts you in some unbelievable spots at the end of the game.
Yeah, because some of those looks weren't the greatest to run into, but he finds a way, and that's what great players do. It's not always the cleanest of looks, but they find a way to get it done. And I would classify Josh Jacobs as a great player.
What do you make of this kicker? And can you make him available to the rest of the league? I mean,
It's a hell of a question, Pete. Yeah, he's answered every challenge that's been put in front of him. We don't win that game without his ability to go out there and make all his tries, his attempts. I mean, a 61-yarder. I didn't envision that going into the game, but he's done a hell of a job.
How much of watching that defensive performance is like, we've got to get some stuff cleaned up, and how much of it is like, oh my God, Micah Parsons?
I'd say that sums everything up, because there's a lot of things that we do have to clean up. The thing that we definitely have to clean up is, you can sit there and talk about it till you're blue in the face in terms of third down. What is an offense going to try to do? They're going to try to draw you off sides. And the fact that we did it twice is really disappointing, because whether or not that one was like, what, 3rd and 23 or 25 or something like that, 27, that's even worse. So they get a free play, and I don't know if Jacoby knew it was a free play or not, but he launched one up, and they get that. I mean, that's a critical situation. We cannot do that. We've done it way too many times. It's trust me, it's preached regularly every day, and we've got to clean it up if we want to become the team that I think we're capable of being. But yeah, just too many undisciplined plays, and that stuff. We're lucky it didn't come back and bite us.
do you do walk through in Green Bay, or do you do one like in the ballroom or whatever when you get
We
here?
typically do it when we get here. Obviously got in a little bit later than we'd like to. Quite honestly, it was more on the position coaches to get with their guys in regards to whatever they needed. We did have a quick meeting offensively with our O-line, quarterbacks, running backs, and tight ends in regards to pass protection, and showed them a couple clips of things that we were concerned about going into the game. And then we did a walkthrough. What do you even call that area? Tarmac? Is that what it's called? I'm a football coach, so I don't know what that word means. But so right on the tarmac there, outside, yeah, in Green Bay, as we were sitting there waiting for, I don't know, was it 5.5, 6 hours or whatever it was? So we got them off the plane. We knocked out what we call our openers, and typically we do this at the hotel where we have, a 15-play walkthrough, and it was myself and Steno and our guys, and those guys did a hell of a job. The thing that was so cool about our guys is, like I said, I didn't hear anybody complain the whole time we were sitting there. They were just hanging out, watching ball, enjoying each other's company. And I think that is a mark of – it takes a resilient group to do that. It's easy to want to complain about the situation, but like I told them, the situation's the situation. It really doesn't matter. Everything, all that matters is how you respond to it, and our guys handled it the right way.
Matt, the strip sack by Gary and then the defensive stop on the 4th and 1. You're probably tired of hearing about takeaways at this point, but that's two really big.
Those are takeaways. I don't care. A 4th down stop is a takeaway, and those were probably two of the most complimentary moments in the game in regards to defensively getting a stop, taking the ball down and scoring on both occasions.
Where do you feel like you are? 6 games in.
A long way
Offense.
a long way away from being the team that we want to become. So, and yeah, it just feels choppy. It's hard. We're not. If teams want to play off and soft, then we got to be comfortable. And I'm talking to myself as much as anybody in regards to throwing shorter passes and you got to slowly matriculate the ball down the field. But we got to get our run game going too, because if people are going to play us in shell and you're not able to run the ball very effectively, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be tough. You're going to see yourself in 3rd and long situations, which we knew going into this game that was going to be critical because this is one of the best in the league in regards to their third down defense. They do a lot of different things. They have a lot of different personnel groupings, going to give you a lot of different looks, and it creates an uneasiness about what you are going to call and then have to go execute.
What do you feel like you have to do better to run the ball better?
I don't know. I think if we knew right now, we'd be doing that. In some regards, I think there's some things schematically. I think it's all of us. It's us as coaches, and then ultimately, there's certain things that we have to execute better. Just in terms of making sure that from an assignment standpoint that we're doing the right things, that we're blocking the right people. Because I do know this. I have confidence in all our runners. I think they're all great. Obviously, Josh he's very special, and if you give them a lane to go hit it, I think they're going to make the right read, the right cut. They're going to make people miss in the open field, and they can really do some damage. But we just haven't done that up to this point.